I hope I can see like what chat. Oh, dude, I'm on the wrong side of the road. Hold up. I want to kill a pedestrian. Okay. I had to pull over and set this up. Can I see chat? Oh, I can. Oh, it looks almost like Instagram Live. I've never done this before. I've never done live from home. Can you hear me? I don't know if these headphones are screwing it up. So say something, please. It's also kind of annoying that I can't listen to music whilst doing this. I had a pretty good streak on shuffle. Basically playing the same like three bands over and over. It was like it's on shuffle, but I had like a solid block of was it Black Country New Road? I might have screwed that name up. It was like three songs back to back. It's pretty stoked on it. Okay, yeah, it says I'm live. Um, yeah, I don't know. So basically, I just wanted to talk a little bit about the health stuff. Hey, what up, Jack? And what I've been up to and what I'm doing. So it's just 28 days of me not really being able to skate. I had one little island of feeling okay. It was like right when they put me on antibiotics, I went to Pasadena. My friend Ariana just moved out to Pasadena, so like we went skating at the concrete park out there. I felt so good. It was like I didn't skate for 15 days. Had that day, I feel like I didn't like miss a beat. And then after we skated at the park, we went street skating for a while, skated around to college. I went back to the park by myself and was just skating flat ground. I was feeling so good. I did like a bunch of switch trays in a row. I was like, oh, dude, I'm like back. And then the next day, I went to El Sereno with Gavin and Ariana. And dude, it was like I started crashing so fast. Like I started losing stamina so quick. And so now it's been almost 15 more days since then. And today I'm feeling a little bit better. Basically, the whole point of this. Hey, what up, Antonio from Germany? I want to see you beat the F out of NKA, dude. Why? Dude, I don't want to hurt nobody. Plus, that guy, dude, Nigel's fit, dude. I think that people think that he's like older, so he's not in shape. That dude's like works out every day. That he would murder me. Plus, I'm like a pushover. I have one thing. I have one move. I just headbutt people. Every fight I think I've ever been in starts out with me trying to headbutt someone. It's super lame. But anyways, so the reason I figured this would be a good idea is because I can like ride my bike whilst talking, which is going to make me more exhausted. Because I'm basically trying to agitate whatever's wrong with me. So when I go into the doctors today, I'm getting blood work done today. I have like a current firsthand description of what's going on with me, so it'd be easy to describe to them without me trying to like dig into my memory. So I'm like literally like I try to like fuck myself up and like push myself a little bit. It's only been a couple minutes. I'm already like struggling. I'm also pushing into the wind. Yeah, he didn't touch the butt. Rollerblading, I wish. Actually, no, I don't. Rollerblading is too exhausting. I would literally be worn out by the time I got to the beach. I'm only like 5 or 6 blocks from the beach, but I doubt I would have made it. Also, I don't own any rollerblades. There is like a quad shop right down the street from me. But anyways, so I go to this other urgent care the other day, and I try to get some blood work done. And I'll probably talk about this on my second channel because there's a whole story. I'm not going to go into detail right here, but I like literally called the doctor a cunt. It's not a word that I usually use. It was like super pissed off. The doctor sucked really bad. And he was not listening to me. It was very dismissive. It was talking down to me as I'm like trying to tell them my symptoms. She kept speaking over me and we're just like, oh no, it's just this. Like, we're just going to put you on that. And then I was like telling her about some of my other symptoms. And she was like, oh, it's probably this. And I was like, no, that's because you guys put me on antibiotics and that's a side effect. She was like, oh, you didn't tell me like, you were on antibiotics. I was like, yeah. You haven't given me a chance to tell you anything yet. She was awful. I walked out of there. I went to Karen mode and like wrote a letter to the hospital. So we'll see if I can get some money back probably. But I don't think it's been holding me back. So it looks like I'm fine with something. Having healthy insurances in court. Dude, I just got new health insurance. I was on like a very low tier health insurance that I didn't know anything about it. You know what I mean? Like I've never had enough money to have things like health insurance. Like when I had health insurance before, it's because I worked for a construction company called Corrigan. We did a lot of state work, so there was like health benefits. But even that was kind of like not the best health insurance. When I moved out here, I signed up for whatever I could afford. And dude, it was like awful. It's like when I got my bladder stone surgery, it was before I started my channel. So only people who were like keeping up with my Instagram knew what was going on. But there were like a solid 5 months that I couldn't skate because I had a bladder stone lodged in my like bladder, like right at the entrance of the urethra. So I was just like pissing blood for 5 months because they had to schedule my surgery so far out. So if you get like a lower tier or if you go through Medi-Cal, it's basically like the rumors that you hear about Canadian healthcare where it's like, yeah, they got free healthcare, but you got to wait forever. Talking to people who live in Canada, it's pretty similar to how it is here. But if you have low tier insurance here, it's like the worst experience. It took so long to get seen. So I just bought like a better insurance because I'm like, I know I'm about to get a lot of health stuff done this year. I'm probably going to get my heart surgery this year, which I'm putting off for 10 fucking years. It's just, it's just but I figure sort of like the same thing with my teeth. Like, am I on speaker? No, but it's like, while I can afford to get something done, I should get it done. Because, like, who knows when the arc of my channel dies and then I'm back to digging ditches with a post hole digger. We'll see what happens, but I'm going to get past this guy. It happened a second ago. I was riding behind someone I thought was talking to them. So it was a nice, awkward moment. What's this? Professional rollerblader hitting the 15th stair with health insurance. Come to Kansas City, Dan. Dude, I need to come to Kansas City because Devin keeps telling me how sick Kansas City is. And he says every time he goes there, someone's like, oh, like I saw you in Dan's video. You got to get Dan to come out there. And I can't imagine a better thing to do than to go to Kansas City and then just watch Devin kill it the entire time. And then, like, I barely skate because when I run with Devin, I'm like, oh, yeah, I could do my silly little slappy tricks. But Devin's skating up the stairs or like Devin's backside flipping over the thing to flat. I think one of the hardest things about like doing the skateboarding YouTube stuff the way that I do it, specifically for me, is because I'm such a fan of skaters that like a lot of times I get distracted by what my friends are doing and I like don't skate. I just like film them. Not because I'm like, oh, this is where like the content is, but mostly because I'm like, I know they want this film that I kind of want to sit down and watch. If you notice, like on sessions where it's like, me with more of my less pro friends, like it's very like passive film back and forth. But then when I go out with certain people, like if I go with John Bradford and it's just like him and me, and I know he's gonna skate hard, like I might as well not even bring my skateboard, so I'm just gonna be like filming it and watching him jump down stuff. Thanks, guys. But anyways, yeah, so I'm trying to get all like the health stuff situated. I scheduled an appointment with my first primary care doctor. I haven't had a primary care doctor in fucking 8 years. So I have that on the 21st. And basically, like, I already called them and I was like, hey, I'm literally coming in to try to schedule this heart surgery. I need to get this other type of like blood work done just to make sure that I don't have any other things that may or may not run in my family. And then last time I had therapy through my health insurance, but it was like I'm still paying a good bit out of pocket with the insurance that I got right now. It's like it covers so much stuff. So I'm gonna get back on that program just because I don't know how you guys feel about therapy, but the way I look at it is I think it's really good. You have someone in your life that you can like authentically say whatever you want without it actually affecting your relationship with someone. It's like with your friends and family, sure, you want to open up to them, but that can actually like negatively affect your relationship with them. With a therapist, you're literally like, hey, here's X amount of dollars. Listen to everything I have to say, and whether your professional opinion is correct or not, I'm getting a second point of view, and I can use that unbiased second point of view to get different angles at like how I'm actually thinking and feeling. And I think that is extremely valuable. Personally, I think that each person's so unique. There's no book or not study that you can do to really figure something out. But I think they have definitely learned a few things about like common habits of people, and that's a good perspective to get to compared to what's already going on. So I don't think therapists are a fix-all by any means, but I think everyone, you need a stint. Month period in everyone's life every so often. Like, hey, here's what's going on in my life. Here's all my shit. What do you think? And then, at the very least, even if you're not struggling, you should probably do that. Western North Carolina got whacked by a hurricane. I know. I have a friend in Florida who was just dealing with that shit. That shit looks terrifying. Am I going to appear in Curb Wars? Damn right. I was supposed to I was supposed to do a Curb Wars last Sunday, and it was going to be with initially it was going to be with Spencer Newsy, which is just like a great match because that's my boy. But he had some stuff to do. He's like been very much in like work mode. I don't know if you guys know much about Spencer's life, but his wife has like this cookie shop that he helps out with. So she's like a pastry chef, like a really, really gifted pastry chef. So he helps her do that stuff. And I think they're currently about to do something, like they're working on something like a bigger project. So he's been kind of preoccupied with that. So then the backup plan was, oh, I'll just get Christopher Hyatt to do it because he has deck rails and it'd be, he's always out with me anyway, so it'd be a fun game. I really want to do Bev Up though. Like I want to do Spencer and me is going to be like a good match because we, I think we're like in the same realm of curb skating. If neither of us play dirty, and then Chris Hyatt, it's like he's not really a curb guy, so I think it'd be like a silly game. Like I'd probably play around a lot. He would probably do a bunch of flipping tricks to try to get me ladders, but I'm gonna smoke that boy, dude. I'm gonna spank that boy. Maybe not though. It'd be funny if I lost because I said that. It's totally possible. But a match against Bev Up would be fun because there's no way that he wouldn't just wipe the floor with me. But I would probably learn 5 new tricks because of it. Because the way curb war works is you get 3 tries, which sounds like a lot. And I think it is a lot. But I think it makes for a more interesting game. I think it makes the game a little bit less fair because you have like 3 tries to learn it. But it also is like, I don't know, it's more playful and fun. Those curb wars aren't necessarily about who's better at the curb skating. I think it's more about people seeing curb tricks and seeing people learn in like real time. I think you should get 2 tries to set a trick and then 2 tries, or honestly, 1 try to set a trick and then 2 tries to rebuttal the trick. But I think they have like 3 tries to set it and 3 tries to rebuttal it. I could be wrong on that. But if you haven't watched it, Curb Wars, it's on, I think it's Willie's Workshop's Instagram, Willie Sanchez. Just type in Curb Wars and you'll get to see some pretty good stuff. They had one, it was Snappy Red, Ace versus Bev Up. And it's like, the video's doing really well. Like, it's still getting a lot of traction and views. And that's because the video has a high retention view, which means that people are watching longer than the other ones because that's how good the match is. So if you want to have a good, like, I think it's like 15 minutes long, go watch that. I think what Willie's doing is pretty sick. Willie says it keeps changing, but I agree. Yeah, I think he does keep changing up some of the rules. Dan's Corrigan, yeah, he's always been Corrigan. I love that. Oh yeah, I don't know if you guys were around the channel way back when. I made a video called My First Brand Deal, and I was out with Chris Chan and Shiny, and the deal was Shiny was like, I'll give you, I forget what it was. He was like, I'll give you $200, and in every single one of your Instagram posts for the next month, you just have to write, when Dan quits YouTube, he'll be poor again. And he thought it was so funny, and I thought it was so funny because he thought it was so funny. Like I'm like, there's no way that you're that amused by this joke, but he was, and I did it. He gave me $200. I think he gave me $100, and I think Chris gave me $100. And yeah, I wonder what those. I haven't seen those guys in a while. I know Chris Chan's been in like Europe, and I saw like he was just back, so I think I should hit him up for a session when I can skate again. He's I like skating with Chris. I rarely skate with Chris, but I think he's good energy. As like new ages, it sounds like good vibes, dude. Nah, he's just like playful. I can't really imagine Chris getting bad at skating. Like I feel like Chris Chan gets like disappointed at skating. Like I feel like he's like I don't think he throws. I think he like writes songs about it or something. Dan Corrigan versus Billy Corrigan. Fucking smashing pumpkins. Yeah, this bike ride's honestly kind of like. It's pretty rad. At first, I was really struggling, like stamina-wise, and then I don't know what happened. I just have a little more energy now, so that's kind of good. Kind of not good though, because I want to be kind of struggling when I go into the doctors. But Airwalks showed Jinko jeans. When Jinko jeans, there's like a thing that happened. I want to say it was like 2012, 2014, somewhere around then. You guys know who Shredmaster Keith is? He's a New York skateboarder. He rides for 5 right now, but he used to always just skate LES, and he would always just have this very unorthodox, wild style of skating. It's always fun to watch him walk around that park. I think typically when all the skate parks have ever been there, everything's kind of spread out. But Jingle Jeans, I remember like approached them super early on. They're trying to like get into the skating world. I think he got like a check from it. I just remember he was like rocking Jinko jeans before anyone else was doing the big pants thing and skateboarding. Shredmaster Keith was absolutely the first person I saw try to bring it back, and it was like a year and a half before I saw anyone else do it. So I'm not saying he's 100% the first person to do it, but I think he's definitely in discussion. Me and Pal need to make a pair of pants, dude. I love those sweatpants. Matthew wears those goddamn Pal sweatpants every day. I can't do it. You never felt the breeze with Jinko jeans? Do a shove it? What, on my bike? Show Jinko jeans. Bring back maternity pants? I'm wearing them right now. I can't show you. I can't stand up high enough. I wear maternity pants every day. They're sold. I buy them from JCPenney's website, which I thought JCPenney was gone, but they still have a website. Maybe they're not done. And these pants are like, I think they're like $20 a pair now. It used to be like $12, but I guess because they're like running out of supplies, they're getting more expensive. But I'll buy them like 6 pairs at a time, and they have like 6 different colors you can get. But yeah, every single pair of pants you see me wear for the past year has been maternity pants from JCPenney. Chef pants, I've looked into chef pants. My issue with chef pants is they get bulky around the hip. And when I look down, I feel like a clown. Like I feel like I have that like clown bulge around my hips. I've tried them on a couple times. I'm sure there's more like straight leg ones, but the ones I've tried were it. I also like used to be a cook at what was that restaurant? Ruby Tuesdays. And I remember the pants that they gave me there were so good. But they were like they're also, I don't know what they were, I don't remember what brand they were, but they were like some sort of chef pants. But they were like stiff in the crotch. So like if someone like split them or resewed them, made it like a little wider down there, they would definitely ride better. I need to hit up Julian Lewis for some pants. He does all that custom stitching stuff. And they just look sick. And in biker shorts. It's crazy that I don't wear shorts. I think shorts are kind of sick. Like I like skating in them. I think like my fear of shitters has died down a lot from when I was younger. Like that was one of the main reasons I used to not wear shorts. My shins have been hurt so many times. That little piece of fabric barely helps you. And, like a lot of the nerve endings in my shins are just like non-existent. So I should get on my shorts game, maybe. Similar issues in the past 2 years. My voice is not coming through well. That sucks. If you're going through a similar health thing as me, one thing that I know is pretty good about the panic side of things, panic attacks or anxiety attacks, is I'll like feel some of the symptoms because like one of it's like any pain that I'm having or some weird feeling. I'm like, oh god, like this is it. This is really serious. I'll get a weird pain in my left arm. I'm like, oh, this is like gonna be the death of me. It's like realizing how everything's like under such a microscope and how unrealistic it is. Because it's like the panic's real. That's not gonna go away. Like you're actually gonna feel like you're dying. You're gonna feel like this is extremely serious. But keeping the perspective of like, okay, what emotion is this actually? And then realize it's just an exaggerated version of that emotion. Finding the core emotion alleviates a lot of the stress or makes them like, oh, this is just like this kind of anxiety times 10. And then once I realize like the core of it, it helps me process it a little bit faster. So the anxiety attack lasts, panic attack lasts a little less long. T.G. Allen. One other thing that I learned recently about, so I knew that I had chronic panic attack disorder and I had an anxiety disorder. And, it sounds so stupid. Like an anxiety disorder, it sounds like it's just like you're just a baby about things. I swear to God, it's like a brain thing. But it's like really bad. I was watching a video about this like 2 days ago. this guy's describing this was at his peak, and he's like put him in a wheelchair. Like he can get so exhausted that you like can barely walk, which I've almost been there before. He's like, yeah, I was watching a cartoon. I forget what cartoon he said he was watching. He was like, yeah, I started crying. He's like, I was so emotionally vulnerable to like sadness. It was so bizarre. Like I was so like emotionally invested. I was like, why am I crying to this? And it really like struck a nerve with me because the other day I was watching Annie, which is like a musical from like the '60s, and I cried 6 times watching it. And like I cried in movies, but it's like sad movies, not fucking Annie. And so I cried a bunch during that, and I was like, oh, maybe it was just like nostalgia. Then I watched the movie The Holdovers. The Holdovers that came out like last year. I cried like 4 times during it. It's a goddamn feel-good coming-of-age story, and I'm like weeping over nothing. So that's when I was like, okay, on top of whatever health issues I'm having, I'm also having a very elevated panic, anxiety-induced episode. So that could also be adding to my fatigue, but this blood work will help get to the bottom of it. Because I know that there's something else underlining, but hopefully there's something else is like something mellow, like a bacteria infection that like didn't get cleared up from the antibiotics, or I don't know, maybe something like a thyroid disorder, which I've had come back positive before, but then when they checked again, it was negative, so who knows? Listening to Linkin Park does it to you? Do a backflip? I'm not doing a backflip right now. I can do flat ground backflips, though. It's been... Last time I did a backflip on flat ground, I was at Woodward East when I was up there with Matthew last year. Maybe a few years ago, I don't know. Yeah, I think it's last year. And I don't know if you guys know, like, that girl Ivy. She's like a pro quad roller skater girl. They were all doing like flips and stuff, and she got me doing them. I used to do them all the time when I was a kid, though. They're just like handrails. You just commit, and then you're like, oh, that was chill. Any plans to travel like Vancouver? Yes. Well, I want to make it out there and stay with fucking Ben. So we talked about that. He comes out here a good bit. And he has that park out there, and it's a super long ledge, and it's really fun. And of course, like Andy and stuff, and there's a bunch of spots out there. I'll also be down to like make it out to the other coast of Canada. Just skate with Vanessa and me. Those girls that came out and stayed with me in Maryland earlier this year. I think it was like in August. They also stayed in California, like down the road from me. Yeah, so I only got to film looking spots. I never cried, dude. Crying's sick. If you're not crying like once every 4 months at least, you're missing out. It's such like a relief. PTSD, depression. See, like, dude, shit like that is so easy to not understand if you don't have already some sort of like mental thing that doesn't add up. Like, I think it's hard to explain to people, like, when your brain just does some shit that doesn't make sense, that you're not in control of it. Like, yeah, like I am having a panic attack. Oh, well, then just calm down. Do some breathing exercises. Watch ASMR videos. And it's just like, yeah, that's not how that works. Like, my brain is just decided that I'm dying, and I have no say in it. I just gotta wait it out. But for me, instead of like running from or distracting myself from them, the symptoms now I kind of not face them head on, but I like help dissect them. Like, I'm like, okay, this really, really scary feeling feels exactly like this. What could this be an exaggerated version of? Is it like, you know, loss? Is it like an exaggerated version of insecurity? Like, what is it? And then when I find the root of it, it's just, I'm just like, okay, it's just that, but my body's overreacting. It's like, wow, that's sick. YouTube's crazy. There's so many people in here that are like from so far away. I feel like skateboarding's crazy. I get so congested after crying. Crying feels like my head's gonna explode. That makes sense. Yeah, there definitely is like a thickness in your sinuses and your eyes that comes up. Kidney dysfunction can make you emotional, like a 13-year-old girl. I mean, I do have kidney problems. That'd be so funny if that's like the reason for this. Like my chronic kidney stones is like the reason that I can't like breathe or like have any stamina. Or like the reason that I cry to movies that are really PG. Like if I was watching Blue Valentine or Les Miserables and I cried 5 times during it, I'm like, all right, that makes sense. But there's nothing even sad that happens in Annie. Like there was a scene where she goes back to Daddy Warbucks, and she's like, oh, she's like excited to see him. And I'm like weeping. I was like, oh, it's so pure. Fucking so dumb. Oh yeah, this is live, Christian. Yeah, peace out kidney stones like it's his job. I mean, it like kind of literally is my job. You get the kidney stones out to keep moving. It's like I don't know if I'm at like between 48 and like 52 kidney stones I passed. It's hard to keep track. Sometimes I'll pass such small ones that like I feel something come out, but I'm not about to dig around the toilet to find it. So some of them, I don't know if they're kidney stones, I'm assuming they are. I'm like, oh no, because what happens is I'll have pain in my lower back. I always get like pain in my lower back. I never get it really in my flanks. Pain in my lower back is my flank. I never get it in the front though. And I'm like, okay, here comes one. And then when I go to pass it, it's like a lot of times it's not too crazy to pass, but I've had to pass some really, really big ones. And those are the ones that like I know for sure are kidney stones. Other times I'm like, oh, like, do I have a UTI? And then I go get tested and they say no. And then I'm like, okay, let's go to kidney stones. Dude, I get kidney stones. Dude, I'm sorry to hear that. Kidney stones are the fucking worst. Like, they put it at like a 10 on like the pain scale. So it's like debatably I hate this comparison. People always get like childbirth, and then to me it sounds like I'm like trying to like compete with like, oh, like you had a kid, you don't know what it is. Obviously they're like different kinds of pain. But I will say a kidney stone, if you've ever been in so much pain that you're kind of delusional, like you can't really comprehend what's going on. It's that kind of pain. But it can last for like hours. It's like disorientating pain. Sometimes it hurts so much that you throw up. If you've ever been so hurt that you puke, you can also get a decent idea of what a kidney stone is like. But yeah, wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. The highest, the highest volume of pain ever. I feel like I've probably dealt with some of the most pain ever. I wouldn't say that my tolerance is the highest though. Like I'm definitely like the whole fucking time. I'm not like fighting on a belt, just gritting my face like I got this. Like I'm just like laying in bed, just thriving, not thriving, throbbing in pain. Definitely not thriving. Obviously thriving. But I mean, yeah, I've had some pretty good. I fractured my femur straight through. That one really hurt. Had a ton of kidney stones. Yeah, I've had some. I sacked on my board so bad that it split through my double my ball sack wide open. That one's fucking hurt. Breaking my arm, dude. When you break your arm, it's not that crazy. It feels really, really achy and sharp. But the first time I broke my arm, I just remember thinking, this sucks. That's it. Like I expected it to be so much more painful. I think it's like the mental distress of looking at your arm and seeing it all fucked up is like more hard to deal with than like the actual pain of breaking your arm. It sucks. Like I'm not saying it doesn't hurt. I'm just saying it's not the craziest. Definitely doesn't like break like top 20 pain. It does feel gross though. It's like rocks underwater. Yeah, I broke my femur or fractured my femur straight through. It was like a perfect crack where they put me in a full leg cast and I had to like lay down and I couldn't walk for a while. But that was when I was, how old was I? Probably like 15. So there's this 10 stair at Glenburnie High School. If you're from Maryland, you know it. And I used to board slide it every fucking time we went there. And I would go there. I like lived down the street from it at the time. So I would go there like almost every day. And I was there skating with some friends and it just started raining. And I wanted to board slide it on the way out of the school. So like I came in board slid this like 11 or 10 stair rail that has no run up right before it. And it got me like super juiced. And I was like, oh, I'm just going to do a line all the way to the 10 stair on the way out. And it was like a really long line. Like I was doing a bunch of dumb flip tricks. Like I remember I had to like ollie up this 3 and then do like a shove it down a three. I didn't have a lot of tricks back then. And it was starting to rain harder and harder as I was getting closer to the 10. It's just like a minute long line for no reason. And so I was exhausted by the time I got to the 10. And my grip tape was like wet because it was like raining. So when I got into the board slide, it was like my front truck just barely got in and it was like kind of dragging down. And I tried to stick it anyways. And because my board came out so loud, my back foot slipped out. And I did a split, but all my body weight went on my back leg. And I felt like a thud of a crack is the only way I can describe it. It was like a thick crack. And so I was like, oh. And I remember the only thing I could do to deal with the pain was I would go, oh. For some reason that like helped. And then I went to the doctor. And it was great. I couldn't skate for that was also the second day of summer, and I didn't skate the entire summer. Like I was like still limping when I went back to school. I was sick. Can I skate with permanent damage in your knee? A lot of people do. I'm not a doctor, so I'm relaying information that I've heard from skaters. This is just what I've been told by people who've had knee surgeries and stuff like that. If you're younger, like below 25, there's been specialty sports doctors who have said if you like tear your ACL or MCL, maybe you don't need the surgery. It might be better for you to build up all this muscle around it and stuff like that, because sometimes surgery I don't know, sketchy. I don't know what it has to do with age or anything like that. I've heard that. I don't know if it's true. I definitely know people who have torn meniscus and ACL tears that didn't get surgery and they skate, but it seems scary. So the knee thing, you can, it's just I would get several opinions, and definitely sports therapist opinions. If you can find one that skates, even better. With your particular situation, maybe have Dr. Corrigan, because he skates. That's who I go to for some of my stuff. Or Annie. If you go to my Instagram and you see a post that's like me doing some fitness stuff with someone, go to her Instagram, and she's like, she does like stretching, and she's like my personal trainer. I know that she does like over the phone like clinics that you can like pay for. And she's just like I'll take my word for it. That's just something for Knees over toes guy, yeah, that guy too. For those guys, knees over toes, they're the best things out there. I remember, what's his name? Ryan Reyes, the inventor of the ring. He was always skating with the knee brace, and I still like do wear this shit. I don't think Corrigan is tricks anymore though. What's going on with my board shape? Not a damn thing. I'm like, it's just like another thing on my plate, and my plate's not full, but it's close to full, and I like a little bit of free time that I have to bring up stress or anything. And it adds like a thing right now. This is like super necessary because I'm kind of posting. I do want to do a board shape. I think it'd be really cool to have this particular shape. I think it'd be like great for my skating. But at the same time, I'm like pretty cozy. I don't know. We talked about it vaguely recently. I remember the Bill was very adamant about me getting that ball rolling. I should. Looks like I'm walking a stroller. Yeah, it's my baby emotions that I'm pushing in front of me. Just watched the news video. Saw Lalo with a 0 board. Oh yeah, so Lalo, he left Cal. I want to say like a month ago, maybe 2 months ago, something like that. But yeah, he's been riding for 0 for a minute. Came with noticed him up, and dude, that's such a good fit for him. Like the way that Lalo skates, I looked up to those skaters in that field for a while. And with Kyle Peralta, like we have people that huck. Like we have John Bradford and we have Lucas and stuff like that. But I feel like it wasn't enough for Lalo to constantly get out with. Just like a lot of times, Kyle Peralta goes out twice a week. We'll go for, we split it up for like spots for everybody. And if he's riding for 0, every spot that they go to is going to be something that Lalo's going to play on. So I think it's a good fit for him. There's no bad blood. Lalo still skates with us. There's like Yeah, other ex-team riders that'll still come out with us sometimes. I don't think not riding for like when you leave Pal Peralta, I think it's a pretty good company to still come out with. There's no like bad blood with anyone. Is Mowgli on the team? He's still Flo. I know that he seems to be very motivated to get fully on the team. I know he's got working on the park stuff right now, but that's all. It's up to Billy and DeVille. Where are we skating to? This question. My foot's been injured for a month and a half, and it hurts so much. I'm getting better now, dude. I honestly feel like when you can almost skate, it's like worse when you can't skate at all. It's just like so tempting to like make your body 10 times worse. But it's like when I push, it doesn't really hurt unless I lean this way. But you know, the second you try a trick, you can't decide which way you're gonna lean when you land. So it's like you just gotta stay away from it. Like I'll literally take my board apart. It's like I'm starting to get too tempted, or if like I ride my board a little too early, I'll take my board apart. Because then it's like, okay, now I gotta put effort into setting it up. I'll use my laziness against myself. Really dying for me. Are you on a board bike? On a bike? What up, Oscar? PMP, got multiple times. Have you seen the game to skate to Dumb Data? Yeah, Dale filmed it. My neighbor. He was hyped. He said it was a good time. I know who won. I know. Not only do I know who won, I know a bunch of stuff that happened. On and off camera, dude. I got the tea. But yeah, it seemed like it was a good time. It seemed like everyone had fun. Who was it? It was, I think Chris Chan was there. Mowgli, Joa, Zach. It was like 10 people or something like that. Samuel. What's his name? God damn it. I give up. I'm trying to take care of this body, dude. I will say that the park that they did the flat ground game of skate, Santa Clarita, I do really like the flat ground there. That was a good pick. It's hard to find like really good level flat ground. I think Cherry has the best flat ground in California. The way to skate the park rules. That one concrete Pasadena park though, it's the one that I don't know when fucking what's his name, Johnny Geiger, his name, that dude, and the dude who won Battle at the Barracks. His name I always forget, but he's really good at flat ground. They would skate flat ground there all the time. They were just like fucking ridiculous tricks there. But it's slightly slippery, but almost like in a good way. It's like a little less slippery than the Barracks was. So it lets you cheat with your front side 360s and back side 360s with sliding, but you don't loop out if you skate too deep. It's like perfect slickness. Still hang out with Dale. He's my neighbor. Yeah, we chit chat all the time. Hang out, like we don't really skate together that much though. I mean, he's not skating a ton himself because he's like got his other focuses. You know, he's doing jujitsu and he's doing skateboarding stuff for like, you know, he just did the Texas Death Match with Thrasher, and he was doing it for Converse. Like he does stuff for Converse's TikTok and stuff like that. So he's like constantly doing stuff with skating, but not like stuff that like we're gonna go out and fuck around together. But there's been a couple of times that we've gone out and skated before I got sick. Because we usually don't film it. Like it's usually just us hanging out. Yeah, the guy who's on Hop King. What the hell's that guy's name? I know his name. Like I do know his name. I'm just having a brain fart. I'm very familiar with it. Jamie Griffin, right? Yeah, that dude's fuck. He did a It's so funny. Jason Park and me had a conversation about this. Not last time he was out here. We're talking about flat ground 360 hard flips, and we weren't sure if we've ever seen someone do a clean one. And I'm on Jamie Griffin's story. He did a stationary flat ground one, like that was clean, but he wasn't moving. But still, it shows us that like, oh, someone could do like a straight flat ground 360 hard flip, and make it look decent if they. I feel like you'd have to jump so high. If someone could do it, should be a trick bounty out for that. A 360 front, like a 360 hard flip on flat ground, which you're not allowed to pivot the last bit of rotation. If someone does that, Griffin, yeah, is that what I said? Is Dale always trying to Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu on me? I mean, he's always trying to lay hands on me for sure. But no, not really. Yeah, I don't think it's fun for him because I just get a limp. Like if he like tries to put me in a move, I just flop in his arms, and if there's no resistance, like what's the fun in that? Might as well wrestle a teddy bear. Almost closed this by accident. What happened to Jamie Griffin? I'm not sure. I think he came out to the barracks, he did that shit, and then I don't know, maybe he just needed a break. I think in any type of activity you get in, you get enough eyes on you, you're gonna get a certain amount of people say, and I'm not saying this is what happened, this is just me speculating. It's just something that I've seen happen before. Where you get like a ton of like really daggery negative comments where people will like really try to get under your skin and try to hurt you. And I think if you get enough of those at once, that can be kind of, it makes you want to just take a break from it. Like, okay, I understand that these are just people trying to get under my skin. It doesn't matter, but reading this every day is not healthy for me. So let me back up, I don't know if that's what happened. That's just a guess. It could also be like something along the lines of, oh, well, people have an idea of what my skating is right now, so maybe let me change it up and come out with like a drop another part or something like that. I don't know. But I do know that Jamie Griffin, I would see comments about that dude that were like really fucking dark. And I'm like, the dude just skates. Like, I've met him. He's just like a skate nerd. Like, he just wants to ride a skateboard. Like, he's not a shitty person. He's not mean. He's just trying to skate. And I think, it's easy to attack people that you don't know anything about and create your narrative. And I could definitely see people calling him like, oh, you're fucking corny, you're lame, or something like that. When it's just like, no, he's just doing like the hardest like flip tricks in the world. It's like, I don't know. People make that stuff a little too deep. So Dale's been to third base with me. No, first base though. He's made it to first base. We played a game of What Are the Odds, dude. He had to kiss me. He was bummed, dude. He was fucking bummed. And then we made love. What is third base? Feeling it up? He's probably accidentally, ruffling me up, grab my crotch. Accidentally. Well, that's a spot. I said that, and I was like looking. I swear to God, there's this sliding board that has a rail going down it. And I said that's a spot. And as I said it, directly running parallel with my eyesight was some girl who was looking at me when I said that. Not a fan of that. I wonder if she's like trying to like, what the hell does that mean? That's a spot. He heard that he barred my weenie. He put me in a weenie bar. Hey, thanks to you. Damn, people are staying in here for a while. I wish I had like more interesting stuff to say. I didn't really have a plan. I was just kind of like, I know that I need to talk. Well, not that. I know that if I talk while I'm riding a bike, it's going to get me tired faster and get me more to the point of where I want to be as far as like going to see this doctor. And yeah, so I was just going to like run my mouth about nothing. Thank you, Eric. Oh, I got a crazy story for you. No, I'm not going to tell a story. It's not crazy. It's just stupid. I feel like it's, yeah, I don't know. It's a true story. I'll just tell it. I feel like it's going to sound like cocky or something like that, but it's pretty weird. So I get a phone call a couple days ago. It's like, I don't know how many days ago, like 3 days ago. I missed it. I was on the phone with my dad. And so I call him back, and because it was a number I didn't recognize. And also, I'm not fucking switching lines off my dad. And I call him back. I'm like, hey, just calling this number back, just seeing, what this is from. And the person's like, oh, I made a lot of phone calls today. I don't know who this is. Who am I speaking to? And I was like, my name's Daniel Corrigan. And he was like, yeah, I didn't call anyone by that name. And he was like, wait, is your name Dan Corrigan? Like, do you skateboard? And I was like, yeah. And so I thought it was a prank because I'm like, what are the odds that some person accidentally called me and they actually know me from skateboarding or my YouTube or whatever the fuck it is. And I wonder if this music's going to demonetize me. But he was just like, no, like I watch your videos with my son, like blah, 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 blah. It was just like a very small world moment where I was just like, oh, fuck, dude, like skateboarding's super tiny, but also like the world is also very tiny. Dude, this guy's chasing me with demonetization, dude. He's taking me out. Dude, go away. Let me cover the speakers, dude. Wait, this is live. I don't think I can get demonetized, can it? I don't know how that works. I'm just gonna let this guy get past me. Just in case I can, dude. It's a good song. I've been kind of randomly into that era. You know what I've really been into? Early, like around like the 50s and 60s Disney movies, 70s maybe too. Like Alice in Wonderland and stuff like that. They would use a lot of choir vocals for the background music and stuff like that, especially the intro to Alice in Wonderland. And dude, that music fucking tears me up. Or like if you watch a lot of the just like black and white family movies from the 50s and stuff like that. Or I don't think not a Christmas Carol. What's that movie where he talks about? God, it's kind of Christmas Carol-esque, but I forget what it is. But anyways, they use a lot of that choir-esque music and that stuff. That's good stuff. A Wonderful Life. Thank you, bud. Eric, holding it down. Appreciate it. A Wonderful Life. Yeah, that movie. I didn't see A Wonderful Life until I was like 25. I saw it super late in life, which is funny because my dad loved that movie. He just made me watch a lot of, not made me, but we'd watch a lot of John Wayne movies and Zorro. I remember, dude, there was like a period of time when I was like 8 and like my dad was like working all the time. He'd work like 3 jobs. So like rarely saw him. But he would get home like late, even on school nights, and he'd let me like come in and we would watch black and white Zorro because Disney Channel after like I think like 10 o'clock or something like that, it would play just like old black and white stuff. It was sort of how like Nickelodeon would have Nick at Night and it'd be like old sitcoms. Well, like Disney used to have its own version of that, and it would play like Zorro and God, what else did it play? I think it played like old Tarzan and stuff like that. But yeah, Zorro actually had a pretty sick soundtrack too. Got to go. God go. Yeah, Zorro was rad. The Honeymooners, yeah. Is that real possible? There's a 10 stair here that absolutely sucks. That I forget who I was here one day and someone 360 lit the fuck out of it for no reason. Terrible 10 stair. Ground up sucks. Listen to Italian movie themes. I could be down for that. Did anyone, I don't know how old people in here, usually in my chats, it's usually a good bit of people around my age though. Did anyone grow up watching like Gummy Bears or David the Gnome? I follow a bunch of like Instagram accounts that are like Nostalgia 101 or like 80s and 90s kids. And they'll like play the old trailers to those cartoons. And it's like so many memories come like flooding back in my head. I recently watched the intro to the Ghostbusters the animated series season 1, and like it let me remember what my living room looked like in the house that I grew up in. Brains are funny. Okay, so we're about to really struggle. I'm gonna try to pedal up this hill. So I'm on the hill where they do the Halloween hill bomb. I'm gonna try to pedal up it. It's gonna be a struggle. Also, my tires and my pedals flat. I'm gonna need to stand to do this. Enjoy my weak pecs. So out of shape. As a skater, we can visualize. Can't read that word. UK crew. I need to get out to Europe this year. Dude, I'm getting showed up right now. This guy on a one wheel just blazed past me. This is oh, I think he thought I was talking shit. We're so close. Oh boy. Oh, actually, damn, I should show you guys a skate spot that I just found on the way over here. If you live in Long Beach or near it, I've never seen anyone skate this, and it looks so fucking good. And I'm about to blow it up on my live stream. This is a live stream skate spot. I think it's a brand new skate spot. Reveal. So I'm right next to Cherry Skate Park. It's on Cherry and Ocean. About to pull up to it. Dude, it looks super fun. Playful. Oh, it's massive. 48-year-old? Oh, man. Nice fun. You guys off? Yeah, I think so. Okay, so that's a curb cut, like a mellow, bumpy one, over a flat gap. But it's only like maybe 5 foot flat gap, maybe less. So you do have that pole right there, but you can stay on this side. The run up's decent, and that's Cherry Skate Park right there. So that's the location. If you live over here, come skate this. What bike do I got? I'll show you. Can I flip the screen? Oh, I can. So I got this. Whatever this is. It was dude, I forget how much they wanted for it. I think they wanted like $450 or $5. And I was just like, I went because I got it from a bike shop, and I was like, oh, I'm actually gonna go buy a bike from Walmart probably. So I'm gonna go check their prices and come back. And then like right when I said that, guy was like, oh, like I'll give it to you for. He took like $100 off or something like that. I was like, oh, like I'm still gonna go check out the competition. And he's like, oh, okay, like I understand. And I went to Walmart, and the prices were the exact same prices as the bike shop. Walmart, I don't know if they're still the place to shop when you're broke. I mean, I still shop there a good bit. I'm not gonna lie. I get a lot of t-shirts from there, but yeah, it was like the same price. So when I went back, I was gonna tell him that, and then he was like, okay, you just went to Walmart. $350 is the best I can do, and I saved like I think it was like $215, was like the total savings that I got on this bike, just by like saying the word Walmart. So there you go, the Walmart hack. Hey, later, Christopher. Beach Cruiser had a baby with a dirt bike. Yeah, so it's a hybrid. It's a like a beach cruiser slash something else. Mountain bike, maybe? I don't know. He said it's a hybrid bike, whatever that means. I don't really know anything about bikes. I know that it's like a smooth ride though, and the seat was like a big thing for me. Like it's like comfortable. Usually I get like a very how do I put this thing back? Sitting on a seat for a long time definitely fucks me up. Maybe it's because I had that like gnarly crotch injury when I sacked that skateboard. Old man bike, damn straight, dude. 37, dude. I'm old as shit. Oh, do I have to press that button? God damn it. Oh no, she already pressed it for me. All right, here we go. Dude, should we go live stream at Cherry? See if anyone that we know is there. Maybe get some live stream clips of my friends. Dude, soccer's sick. Like playing with the soccer ball is so fun. Oh, it's the farmer's market right now. You guys see the Cherry Gap's got like 10 out? I don't know if you guys follow computer programmist or however you say it, Jim Peter on Instagram. If you don't, you absolutely should. But he posted some stuff about it. Probably my favorite Instagram channel right now. He just does like really clever, unique skate nerdy stuff. 10 out of 10 would recommend. Cherry's got kind of rough lately though. A lot of people come here and just get fucking blasted with like hard drugs. What up? How you doing, big dog?
Long time no see.
How you been?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Oh, Tyson's here? Does he still live out here?
What up?
Does Tyson still live out here?
I'm not too sure.
Yeah, I don't know.
Sure, but grateful to see him when we do.
Same. Absolutely.
You skating?
No, I gotta get some blood work done. I've been maybe a bacteria infection I've been dealing with for a little bit, so I'm just seeing how my stamina is riding around on my bike.
Dude, I'm doing the same thing right now.
Dude.
I pulled a chest muscle and I feel crazy. And like breathing has been a little funny, so I'm like
scary.
Yeah, a little scary. I've done it before.
I
pulled a sternum muscle and I was hammered wrestling the biggest guy at the bar the other night. Like
I can't relate to that, but I can imagine.
And then I fucking had to roll him over. I think I pulled my left pec doing so.
Do you have, is it like a seatbelt sensation where you feel like it's because I pulled my pec and it went all the way down below my other pec?
No, it's not that way. It's just when I breathe in, like right here, up top, like by my shoulder, just goes. I'm like,
yeah, no bueno.
Taking a little bit of time though.
Yeah. Take it easy.
Short spurts, and then I'll sit down for 10 minutes and be like, "How's my heart feel?"
Yeah, just assessing. I mean, they're not gonna. I think it's always freaky when you have a pain that's near your heart.
That's exactly what it is.
But if it was an actual heart thing, you'd have the radiating stuff to your left arm. You'd have the weird neck stuff.
I would feel it.
Yeah, and also heart issues usually feel like pressure, not pain. So a doctor told me, because I get chronic panic attacks. He's like, if you have a pain in your chest and you think it's your heart, and you can take your finger and be like, it hurts right here, it's probably not heart related. It's probably
true.
Yeah, it's like more of a general
thing. I need
thing.
to fucking hear. I feel like I've been looking at Google, and Google's like, "You're gonna die tomorrow."
It's gonna say that no matter what, you got to talk to like specialists about it. Yeah, just don't get too much in your head about it.
Yeah, no, and I'm not trying to. I'm not trying to. I stay busy, so.
Yeah, I know that.
It's like we're gonna fucking figure it out one way or the other. It'll either get better, or I need to go see somebody. So.
Yeah. Or you'll die, dude. Whatever, dude. Die, do what you love, dude.
You know what I mean? It's guaranteed. So.
Yeah. All right, big dog. I'll see you around.
Always, brother. Always. Oh, I'm okay.
I'm riding through the skate park. That was Cody Jacobs, though. I don't know if you're familiar with his skating. Very, 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 very good skater. I think he rides for Death Wish now. I'm not sure. But he's the one who, dude, they had a Ringcon replica. If you ever watched that, I think it was a Thrasher Ringcon replica. He like full cab over the rail. He like full cab over the board. He's one of those dudes. He reminds me kind of like a Frankie Heck, who was just like this. Dude who's been up and coming forever. And I think it's just like a matter of him dropping that part. And once the part drops, people are like, oh, fuck this dude. Oh, yeah, but that was Tyson Peterson there, too. I haven't seen him in a minute. I know he had like a couple stints of injuries and stuff like that. But also, he's like a family dude. Like, I know that he goes back to Florida and hangs out with his family a bunch, too. A lot of the people who like live in Long Beach, like in the skateboarding world, this is almost like half their home. Like they're always some other place, because it's kind of like one of the few places here that you can actually afford to live. Like you can get like one bedroom out here for like $1,700-1,800, pretty cheap. Which I know in the rest of the country that might be a little pricey, but California it's not that nice. I got a one bedroom $1,400, which is like unheard of. But they're actually raising rent on me this year, so it's going up to, I think, starting, maybe this month, actually. It goes up to, which reminds me, I got to get rent today. I think it goes up to $1,580 or something like that. Wine bar. Keith Kirchhardt's bar. Ariana says they have good pizza there. I haven't tried it yet. I'm always looking for pizza that doesn't suck in California. If I'm being honest, I'm starting to think it doesn't exist. But she swears by that place, so I don't know. Move to Fresno? Fuck no. Are you kidding? It is so hot out there. Like even when I went back home, when I was on the East Coast, I think one day it was like 101 or something like that with some humidity, and like I couldn't function. Fresno gets like 108, and it's like, dude, I swear to God, there's no shade in that city. You could be under an umbrella and there's no shade. That place is crazy. If you live in Fresno, you can live anywhere. You can handle anything. You're a genetic freak. 1,200 in West Philly, but you got real lucky. Dude, Philly used to be super cheap. Like 15 years ago, I was looking at places in Philly because at the time I was living in, I want to say I was in Glen Rock, Pennsylvania, like right outside of York. I had a 2-bedroom in Glen Rock, which is like 20 minutes from York. It's not really near anything, not New York, but York, PA. And it was $680 with utility. $680, 2-bedroom. That was they listed it as a 1-bedroom, but it did have this extra. It had a full blown extra small bedroom, and then it had a full bathroom, brand new hardwood floors, full kitchen. It was on the 3rd floor that didn't have an elevator, which isn't the biggest deal. You just have to move anything in there, and dude, it was so cheap. But also at the time, like when I was working construction and stuff, I was still pretty broke, so it was like I was pretty much not breaking even, but yeah, it would be sick to live somewhere like that. Now that I have like a job that actually like pays like a decent living, but you know it doesn't exist anymore. It's just that cheap. We live in CF. What's CF? Yeah, 15 years ago, prices were different everywhere. But that's like cheap for anywhere. Like even 15, it wasn't even 15 years ago. That was 6, 7. That was 8 years ago. It was the 2-bedroom for $680. Crazy. You had a bedroom condo for $750. That's so sick. I know, like Mississippi doesn't even have a minimum wage. I don't know if you knew that. They can pay like fucking rocks there. But houses there are crazy cheap. There's some spots in Pennsylvania too where you can straight up buy a house for $10,000, like a house, like not even a rancher, like a house. They're like row homes, but it's like a house. Crazy. They have $7.25 minimum wage. I just remember hearing that they didn't have minimum wage there. Maybe that's wrong. Should I go on the front entrance or the back entrance? I'm on this back of my house. Damn, I'm actually kind of tempted to go to Cherry and skate. It's been a minute since I skated with Tyson. He's a fun person to dork around on flat bars with. Oh, so the reason I can sit on front hurricanes on flat bars is literally because at Cherry Park, it definitely wasn't when Tyson had figured him out, but it was like not too, long after he figured him out. And we were just chit-chatting about that trick because I used to front hurricane handrails when I was a pup, but I would just go fast and tap. So I'd never do anything bigger than like a 9-stair. But I was watching him sit on them, and he's the person, and I've said this in a million videos, he's the person who said to me, it's a back 180 to backside feeble. You're just doing a feeble grind going the wrong way. If you think of it any other way, you're going to slip out. And the first time I tried it like that, what's going on, boss? How are you doing? Good. That's the guy who lives in front of me. The first time I locked one, I sat on a front hurricane on the flat bar, grinded like 5 feet, came to a stop, and just stood there stalling it. And I was just like, oh, this absolutely changes fucking everything. I helped you with Smith grinds. Oh yeah, that was on the King Ramps channel, right? Dude, I don't think anyone's able to buy a house right now. It's crazy. Just got back into skating from watching my videos. Dude, I love to hear that. That's like my favorite comment to get. So many people are getting back into skateboarding right now. I'm actually at my house, but I'm not going to take my phone off this thing so people can't see what my area looks like. One time it was at my old location, and it was a video. I didn't go live. It was like a video that I recorded talking about something, and I was just like walking around my neighborhood, and someone sent me, I think it sent it on Instagram. They sent me a screenshot of where I lived, and they were just like, "Hey, I'm not being weird. I'm just saying be careful. If I can find this information, someone else can." So now I'm like, careful. That's also why I have this kind of angled up pretty well. Yeah, I mean, slowly feeling better. I definitely feel better today than I did like, I don't know, a week ago. So it seems like maybe this thing will start to sort itself out, but I need to get blood work to be sure about it, you know? Better safe than sorry. Worst case scenario, I have something like really severely underlining this that I have to deal with. Do you and Andy Anderson skate much together? Yeah, I mean, whenever he's around, he's not around a ton. But what's annoying, not annoying, I feel like when me and Andy are together, either I'm trying to like film him for a video, because dude, he always has so many ideas. Like whenever we skate together, like when it's like a video of like just him and me, it's usually like he hits me up and he's like, "Hey, let's do this thing." But other than that, like if we're skating, I don't necessarily film it. It's usually us like chit chatting and dorking around. Um, Especially when like during his video part that he was working on, like it was a lot of talking about concepts and him playing with some of those in person. There's one thing in particular that he never got that I'm really excited for him to get. I don't even know if he remembers this, but we were at Westchester, not Westchester, I'm sorry. We were at West LA Courthouse, and there's a flat bar there that he was playing with a concept, a type of thing, and he couldn't figure out how to get out of it. And I was like, "Oh, this?" And then he was like, "Oh yeah, let me try that." And it worked. And if he does that on a rail, which I know he can, I feel like it'll be talked about very, very much. I think it'll be talked about very, 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 very much. I don't know if Andy's going to watch this, but I'll remind him, actually. I should probably text him today and be like, "Hey, remember when you were playing with these? You should do that." Off-road, you're 41. Just got here. Damn, dude, you just got here? I'm about to be heading out. 7.25 is insane. 20 hours is barely enough for a modest living. Dude, you're not wrong. Like, I remember when I first started Grain Sun, my base pay was, I think, 13. And then, but I was on scale pay. I did a lot of state work for the first year. And I remember it was like $31 an hour. And I remember thinking, I am the richest person who's ever walked earth. No one has more money than me. Oh, don't be looking over there. And dude, going from like that to out here, like there's so many people that I know that have like entry level jobs that like make that. Pretty crazy. How do I say your name? Is it Diplinsky? What was the name of the doctor that was he was like a child psychiatrist in Rugrats? Dr. Lipschitz? Is that his name? Crazy. I don't know why that popped in my head. Lego Yu-Gi-Oh! I don't know. I only got enough energy in me for one anime at a time. I'm still on Hunter x Hunter. We did watch some more of it yesterday. I think I'm on episode. We're at the very end of the arc where they're doing the playing cards thing, like they're in the video game, Greedland or whatever it is, Greed Island, and he just defeated the bomber, I think, and they're going after card number 0, which is pretty Yu-Gi-Oh esque because it involves cards, even though Hunter x Hunter has nothing to do with cards except for this one arc. What tricks is people working on right now? Yeah, what tricks are you guys working on? Chimera arc, I'm gonna cry. Oh no. I never done Naruto. I haven't really done any of the big three. I've done Dragon Ball Z. I've done One Punch Man. I guess you could say Dragon Ball Super and Dragon Ball is separate, but not really. And then I'm doing Hunter x Hunter. But like I love, like some of the classic movies and like Akira and stuff like that. So I need to put a little bit more time into watching things. I just suck at watching movies. I'm always not taking the time to do that. You did a 50-50 on a rail before you did it on the box. That's insane. DBZ is pretty sick. It is funny though when you go back and rewatch some Dragon Ball Z and you also watch a couple more like modern animes. Like Hunter x Hunter does pacing so much better than Dragon Ball Z. And I think what's cool about Dragon Ball Super is it's like, Dragon Ball Z influenced just about every anime. And then Dragon Ball Super is kind of taking the influence that they had on other anime that other animes improved on and then improving on their own anime. I think it's pretty cool. Have you ever tried juggling? Yeah, I can juggle. I max out at 5 balls. I can do like the fountains, and I can do like like not even like real tricks, like under the leg and behind the back and off the arm and stuff. A lot of the pattern stuff. I was working on inverted boxing last time I was doing juggling, and that's like 15 years ago. So I can still like pick up 3 balls and juggle just fine, but I landed that 1 foot and 360 shove 3 times before I could land a kickflip. That's crazy. I mean, I couldn't kickflip until after I landed my first 360 flip, so I guess I can't talk. I would do kickflip body rails, but I couldn't straight kickflip. Oh, juggling 3 balls is cool. I played with it a lot, but whenever I get into something, I just get like really into it. Like when I got into juggling, like I bought like actual juggle balls. I got them for Christmas, and I just would juggle for hours. I love you, man. Please no more Dragon Ball crap, dude. That's it. I'm gonna start I'm gonna start talking about the primitive Dragon Ball collab now. Mixed skateboarding and Dragon Ball Z. No, I actually am gonna go right now though, because I got to doctor appointment in like an hour and a half. Can I explain how to slap you into crooks? Your heel side wheel needs to do a 1 wheel nose manual up the corner of the ledge. So try not to scrape your nose on the way up, because it'll make the pinch a little weirder. And then the second you feel a click, lean your heel in and feel the pinch. I would argue that it's easier to learn a slappy crook on a foot tall ledge than a curb, but that's my personal preference. Do I surf? No, I haven't. I need to. All right, everybody. Well, I'm gonna skedaddle. You know, gotta go get ready for this nonsense. But hey, thanks to everyone who tuned in. I appreciate it. Take it easy, guys. I don't know how to get out of this. I don't know how. I've never turned this on or off.